See if it works this time. Connecting. There we go. I think it's switching over. Let's see here. All right. I think I've got things rolling here. Can you hear me, Sally? All right, there we go. Hats McGee, the obsessed Astros fan. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. I'm here, Don. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, my phone was giving me a difficult time, and everything else I've got set up for today's stream. It's a little bit different today, but hold on a second. I thought I turned those off. Let me turn off my notifications here. Let's see. Oh, it says do not disturb is on. All right, well, maybe getting finicky on me here, but I think we're getting ready to go. It is 10:34 because of my little glitch when I started and stuff there. I am going to get into our biography. I kind of got a few things. I'm not a basketball collector, so I do not have his cards, but I'm using the trading card database to kind of, as I go through the biography, I'll go through and scroll through some of his different basketball cards, primarily during his rookie year, just so people know what's going on. And if those that are moderators, when you are in the stream, if you could kind of help me out in a way and just keep an eye and say hello to people as they pop in, I might get people that normally wouldn't come with the keywords. And if they're looking for stuff on Kobe Bryant on YouTube, they might hop on board our bus here and check the channel out. So if you guys could keep an eye out for me, I would appreciate that very, very much. But it is 10:35, and so without further ado, I am going to get into our content at hand here for the biography of Kobe Bryant, because this one will take a little while today. It does show there are about 5 people in the stream, according to my my information I get on my device. So without further ado, we are going to get into Kobe Bryant. And again, when I go through probably the different sections and different items within this, yeah, I know. I don't know. There's somebody that pops into my stream and just automatically gives me a thumbs down. They probably aren't even here anymore. They come in, they give me a, I thought I turned notifications off, but I'm still getting notifications. So yeah, so I think it's probably just YouTube notifications that I'll get. I get those all the time because I get notified whenever somebody I'm subscribed to goes there. That's just this. Yeah, I know. Especially if they see it's Kobe Bryant, and then they just doesn't matter. They give me a thumbs down. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I'm not gonna let that bother me any here. And then when we are done with the biography, if anybody wants to chit-chat or talk about anything else, I'd be willing to do that. So I'm thankful for that. Hats McGee, the obsessed Astros fan, is here, and Sally Lloyd is here. My two of my faithful subscribers are in the channel with me. I do appreciate that very much. So without further ado, I am going to get into going through the biography for Kobe Bryant here. You might see different alerts pop up here. That's just different people I'm subscribed to on YouTube. I thought I turned those off, but didn't get that quite. So we are going to get into Kobe Bryant's biography. Okay? Oh, one other thing I did want to stipulate and throw out here real quick. One of the news articles that I did here shortly, within I think it was a day or two afterwards, when Kobe Bryant and his daughter, before they got on that helicopter to head to that event that they were going to with those other people that were in the helicopter with them, I know they did attend church and participate in communion. I don't know a lot of the personal life of Kobe Bryant and his possible religious affiliation, but I would say he's some type of a Christian, I'm sure, because to participate in communion, it could be Catholic. I think his daughter is. I don't know. I don't want to speculate on anything, but my thoughts and prayers do go out to his family and those that knew him closely. I know it's a big time of grieving for them, but all we can do is pray for them. Our Posada is here. NASCAR 9012, so we're getting some people to show up now. But, so yeah, my thoughts and prayers do go out. I'm not wearing a sport shirt today. I'm wearing kind of a religious shirt. I'll show you at the end of the stream. And I am wearing my Man of Faith baseball cap in honor of this tribute for Kobe Bryant. So without further ado, I am going to get in here. And again, I see 4 people that normally come into my streams that are here. Yes, that's why I said the other people that were on the helicopter with them also. All their families. And of course the pilot. So, without further ado, I am going to get into this. And as we do go through this, I will scroll through the different rookie cards that I have highlighted for this biography tribute to Kobe Bryant. So his full name, Kobe Bean Bryant, was born August 23rd, 1978. And of course he passed January 26th this year, 2020. He was an American professional basketball player and a shooting guard. Bryant entered the National Basketball Association directly from high school and played his entire 20-season professional career in the league with the Los Angeles Lakers. Bryant won 5 NBA championships, was an 18-time All-Star, 15-time member of the All-NBA team, and 12-time member of the All-Defensive team, was named the 2008 NBA Most Valuable Player, and was a 2-time NBA Finals MVP winner. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, he led the NBA in scoring during 2 seasons, ranks 4th on the league's all-time regular season scoring, and ranks 4th on the all-time postseason scoring list. So Bryant was the son of former NBA player Joe Bryant. He attended Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania, where he was recognized as the top high school basketball player in the country. Upon graduation, he declared for the 1996 NBA draft and was selected by the Charlotte Hornets with the 13th overall pick. The Hornets then traded him to the Lakers. As a rookie, Bryant earned himself a reputation as a high flyer and a fan favorite by winning the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest. And he was named an All-Star by his second season. Despite a feud with teammate Shaquille O'Neal, the pair led the Lakers to 3 consecutive NBA championships from 2000 to 2002. In 2003, Bryant was accused of sexual assault by a 19-year-old hotel clerk. Criminal charges were brought and then dropped after the accuser refused to testify. A civil suit was later settled out of court. Bryant denied the assault charge but admitted to a sexual encounter. He subsequently issued a public apology, but the allegations were considered to have harmed his public profile and led to the loss of several sponsorships. After the Lakers lost the 2004 NBA Finals, O'Neal was traded and Bryant became the cornerstone of the Lakers. He led the NBA in scoring during the 2005-2006 and the 2006-2007 seasons. In 2006, he scored a career-high 81 points and second most points scored in a single game in league history, behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962. Bryant led the team to 2 consecutive championships in 2009 and 2010 and was named NBA's final MVP on both occasions. He continued to be among the top players in the league through 2013 when he suffered a torn Achilles tendon at the age of 34. Although he recovered from that injury, he suffered season-ending injuries to his knee and shoulder, respectively, in the following 2 seasons. Citing his physical decline, Bryant retired after the 2015-2016 season. At 34 years and 104 days of age, Bryant became the youngest player in league history to reach 30,000 career points. He became the all-time leading scorer in Lakers franchise history on February 1st, 2010, surpassing Jerry West. Bryant was also the first guard in NBA history to play at least 20 seasons. His 18 All-Star designations are the second most all-time, while it is the record for most consecutive appearances as a starter. Bryant's 4 All-Star MVP awards are tied with Bob Pettit for the most in NBA history. At the 2008 and 2012 Summer Olympics, he won 2 gold medals as a member of the U.S. national team. In 2018, he won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Films for his 2017 film, Dear Basketball. Bryant died on January 26, 2020 in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. 8 others, including his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna Bryant, and college basketball coach John Altobelli, were also killed. So between each section of the biography, I'll just kind of take a peek at the chat and make sure if I haven't missed anything. Gorilla Family's in the house. Thanks for stopping by there, Gorilla Family. We do have 7 people in the chat from what I can see right now. So without further ado, I will get ready to go into the next section and we will go over his early life. Bryant was born in Philadelphia, the youngest of 3 children and the only son of former NBA player Joe Bryant and Pamela Cox Bryant. He was also the maternal nephew of basketball player John Chubby Cox. His parents named him after the famous beef, Kobe, in Japan, which they saw on a restaurant menu. His middle name, Bean, was derived from his father's nickname, Jelly Bean. Bryant's family was Catholic, and he had always practiced his faith. When Bryant was 6, his father retired from the NBA and moved his family to Rieti in Italy to continue playing professional basketball at a lower level. After 2 years, they moved first to Reggio Calabria and then to Pistoia and Reggio Emilia. Kobe became accustomed to his new lifestyle and learned to speak fluent Italian. He was especially fond of Reggio Emilia, which he considered a loving place and where his best childhood memories were. Bryant started playing basketball when he was 3, and the Lakers were his favorite team when he was growing up. Bryant's grandfather would mail him videos of NBA games for Bryant to study. At an early age, Bryant also learned to play soccer, and his favorite team was AC Milan. While living in Reggio Emilia, he began to play basketball in earnest. During summers, Bryant would come back to the United States to play in a basketball summer league. So, his high school years. Bryant earned national recognition during a spectacular high school career at Lower Merion High School in Ardmore, located in the Philadelphia suburb of Lower Merion. He played on the varsity basketball team as a freshman. Bryant became the first freshman in decades to start for Lower Merion's varsity team, but the team finished with a 4-20 record. The following 3 years, the Aces compiled a 77-13 record, with Bryant playing all 5 positions. During his junior year, he averaged 31.1 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 5.2 assists, and was named Pennsylvania Player of the Year, while also earning a 4th Team Parade All-American nomination, attracting attention from college recruiters in the process. Duke, Michigan, North Carolina, and Villanova were at the top of the list. However, after high school, Kevin Garnett went in the first round of the 1995 NBA draft. Bryant also began contemplating going directly to the pros. At Adidas ABCD camp, Bryant earned the 1995 Senior MVP award while playing alongside future NBA teammate Lamar Odom. While in high school, the 76ers coach John Lucas invited Bryant to work out and scrimmage with the team, where he played one-on-one with Jerry Stackhouse. In his senior year of high school, Bryant led the Aces to their first state championship in 53 years. During the run, he averaged 30.8 points, 12 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 4 steals, and 3.8 blocked shots, in leading the Aces to a 31-3 record. Bryant ended his high school career as Southeastern Pennsylvania's all-time leading scorer at 2,883 points, surpassing both Wilt Chamberlain and Lionel Simmons. All right, check out the chat. Shoot, super short break card, sweet. All right. Well, faith, family, and sports. Awesome. Okay, so we got people jumping in and jumping out. We got 6 people left in the stream now, but we will continue on here. Bryant received several awards for his outstanding performance during his senior year at Lower Merion. These included being named Naismith High School Player of the Year, Gatorade Men's National Basketball Player of the Year, a McDonald's All-American, a First Team Parade All-American, and a USA Today All-USA First Team Player. Bryant's varsity coach, Greg Downer, commented that he was a complete player who dominates, and praised his work ethic, even as the team's top player. In 1996, Bryant took R&B singer and Brandy to his senior prom. Ultimately, the 17-year-old Bryant made the decision to go directly into the NBA, becoming only the 6th player in NBA history to do so. Bryant's news was met with a lot of publicity at a time when prep to pro NBA players were not very common, Garnett being the only exception in 20 years. His basketball skills and SAT score of 1,080 would have ensured admission to any college he chose, but he did not officially visit any campuses. In 2012, Bryant was honored as one of the 35 greatest McDonald's All-Americans. So in the next section here, we'll be going into his professional career as an NBA player. All right, we got Johnny Waldeck's in the house. Hey Johnny, how you doing there, sir? Nice to have you join us today. All right, we're up to 9 It's been a while since I've been up to double digits. Maybe we're going to hit that this morning. All right. So as far as his professional career, all right, in 1996, the NBA draft. Let me scroll up to the next card here. All right. Before the 1996 NBA draft, Bryant had worked out in Los Angeles, where he scrimmaged against former Lakers players Larry Drew and Michael Cooper, and according to then Laker manager Jerry West, marched over these people. All right. All right. The Lakers were looking to trade their starting center, Vlad Divac, for a player's draft rights to free up the salary cap space to make an offer to free agent center Shaquille O'Neal. Bill Branch, the Hornets head scout at the time, said the Hornets agreed to trade their draft selection at number 13 to the Lakers the day before the draft. Before the trade agreement, the Hornets never considered drafting Bryant. During the draft, the Lakers told the Hornets whom to select minutes before the pick was made. Bryant was the first guard drafted directly out of high school. After the draft, the trade was put in jeopardy when Divac threatened to retire rather than be traded from Los Angeles. However, on June 30th, Divac relented on his threat and the trade was made final on July 9th, 1996, when the league's off-season moratorium ended. Since Bryant was still 17 at the time, his parents had to co-sign his contract with the Lakers until he was able to sign on his own when he turned 18 before the season began. Bryant signed a 3-year rookie contract totaling $3.5 million. Okay, let me switch pages here to the next set and get it set up. Figured this was probably going to take place here. All right, get this all lined up here. All right. So adjusting to the NBA in 1996 to 1999. So Bryant debuted in the Summer Pro League in Long Beach, California, scoring 25 points in front of a standing room only crowd. Defenders struggled to get in front of him, and his performance excited West and Lakers coach Del Harris. He scored 36 points in the finale and finished with an average of 24.5 points and 5.3 rebounds in 4 games. As a rookie in 1996 and 7, Bryant mostly came off the bench behind guards Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel. At the time, he became the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game, 18 years, 72 days, a record since broke by Jermaine O'Neal and former teammate Andrew Bynum, and also became the youngest NBA starter at 18 years and 158 days. Initially, Bryant played limited minutes, but as the season continued, he began to see more playing time. Okay. Go up here. All right. By the end of the season, he averaged 15.5 minutes a game. During the All-Star weekend, Bryant participated in the Rookie Challenge and won the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest, becoming the youngest dunk champion at the age of 18. Bryant's performance throughout the year earned him a spot on the NBA All-Rookie second team and fellow bench teammate Travis Knight. All right. The Lakers advanced to the Western Conference semifinals in the playoffs against the Utah Jazz when Bryant was pressed into a lead role at the end of Game 5. Brian Scott missed the game with a sprained wrist. Robert Horry was ejected for fighting with Utah's Jeff Hornacek, and Shaquille O'Neal fouled out with 1 minute and 46 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Bryant shot 4 air balls at the end of the game, and the Jazz won 98-93 in overtime to eliminate the Lakers 4-1. He first missed a game-winning 2-point jump shot in the fourth quarter and then misfired a 3-point field goals in overtime, including 2 tying shots in the final minute. O'Neal commented that Bryant was the only guy who had the guts at the time to take shots like that. All right. In Bryant's second season, he received more playing time and began to show more abilities as a talented young guard. As a result, Bryant's point averages more than doubled, from 7.6 to 15.4 points per game. Bryant would see an increase in minutes when the Lakers played small, which would feature Bryant playing small forward alongside the guards he would usually back up. Bryant was the runner-up for the NBA's 6th Man of the Year award. And through fan voting, he also became the youngest NBA All-Star starter in NBA history. He was joined by teammates O'Neal, Van Exel, and Jones, and making it the first time since 1983 that 4 players on the same team were selected to play in the same All-Star game. Bryant's 15.4 points per game was the highest of any non-starter in the season. All right. The 1998-1999 season marked Bryant's emergence as a premier guard in the league. With starting guards Van Exel and Jones traded, Bryant started every game for the lockout-shortened 50-game season. During the season, Bryant signed a 6-year contract extension worth $70 million. This kept him with the Lakers until the end of the 2003-2004 season. Even at an early stage of his career, sports writers were comparing his skills to those of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. The playoff results, however, were no better, as the Lakers were swept by the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference semifinals. Okay, next we have the three-peat from 1999 to 2002. Bryant's fortunes would improve when Phil Jackson took over as coach of the Lakers in 1999. After years of steady improvement, Bryant became one of the premier shooting guards in the league, earning appearances in league's All-NBA, All-Star, and All-Defensive teams. The Lakers became championship contenders under Bryant and O'Neal, who formed a legendary center-guard combination. Jackson utilized the triangle offense that he implemented to win 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. This offense would help both Bryant and O'Neal rise to the elite class of the NBA. 3 championships were won consecutively in 2000, 2001, and 2002. Further cementing his view. All right, Bryant was sidelined for 6 weeks prior to the start of the 1990 season. Oh, my wife's doing well. Thanks, Hunter. Yep, she's doing well. She's just not here today. She's at work, and she wasn't feeling too well, so hopefully I don't hear from her. But no, she's doing well. But thank you very much there, Hunter, for asking. Johnny's there. Make sure I'm not missing anything. So that's fine. We're down to 6 in the stream. We got up to 9, almost double digits. So Bryant was sidelined for 6 weeks prior to the start of the 1999-2000 season due to a hand injury that he had incurred during a preseason game against the Washington Wizards. When Bryant was back and playing over 38 minutes a game, he had an increase in all statistical categories during the 1999 to 2000 season. This included leading the team in assists per game and steals per game. The duo of O'Neal and Bryant, backed with a strong bench, led to the Lakers winning 67 games, tied for fifth most in NBA history. This followed with O'Neal winning the MVP and Bryant being named to the NBA All-Star team, second team, and All-NBA defensive team for the first time in his career. The young player to receive defensive honors. While playing second fiddle to O'Neal in the playoffs, Bryant had some clutch performances, including a 25-point, 11-rebound, 7-assist, 4-block game in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers. He also threw an alley-oop pass to O'Neal to clinch the game and the series. In the 2000 Finals against the Indiana Pacers, Bryant injured his ankle on the second quarter of the game after landing on the Pacers' Jalen Rose's foot. Rose later admitted he placed his foot under Bryant intentionally. Bryant did not return to the game, and he also missed Game 3 due to the injury. In Game 4, Bryant scored 22 points in the second half and led the team to an OT victory. As O'Neal fouled out of the game, Bryant scored the winning shot to put the Lakers ahead 120 to 118. With a 116 to 111 Game 6 victory, the Lakers won their first championship since 1988. All right. Statistically, the 2000 and 2001 seasons saw Bryant perform similarly to the previous year, but he averaged 6 more points per game at 28.5. It was also the year when disagreements between Bryant and O'Neal began to surface. Once again, Bryant led the team in assists with 5 per game. The Lakers, however, only won 56 games, an 11-game drop-off from the previous year. The Lakers would respond by going 15-1 in the playoffs. They easily swept the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round. In the semifinals round, the Lakers swept the Sacramento Kings. In Game 4 against the Kings, Bryant recorded 48 points, 16 rebounds, and 3 assists in a 119 to 113 series-clinching win. They swept the San Antonio Spurs in the conference finals to advance to the finals before losing their first game against the Philadelphia 76ers in overtime. They would go on to win the next 4 games and bring their second championship to Los Angeles in as many seasons. During the playoffs, Bryant played heavy minutes, which brought up his stats to 29.4 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. In the playoffs, teammate O'Neal declared Bryant the best player in the league. Bryant ended up making the All-NBA second team and the All-NBA defensive team for the second year in a row. In addition, he was also voted to start in the NBA All-Star game for the third year in a row, with no game being in 1999. In the 2001... hold on a second. Let me scroll to the next card here. In the 2001-2002 season, Bryant played 80 games for the first time in his career. On January 14, 2002, Bryant recorded a then career-high 56 points to go on with the rebounds and 4 assists in a 120-81 win over the visiting Memphis Grizzlies. He continued his all-round play by averaging 25.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game. Bryant also had a career high of 46.9% shooting and once again led his team in assists. He claimed his first All-Star MVP trophy after a 31-point performance in Philadelphia when he was loudly booed by fans as they thought the game stemming from his earlier comment to a 76ers heckler during the finals that the Lakers were going to cut your hearts out. While making the All-NBA defensive team again, Bryant was also named to the All-NBA first team for his first time in his career. The Lakers won 58 games that year and finished second in the Pacific Division behind in-state rival Sacramento Kings. Bryant was suspended one game after he punched Reggie Miller of the Indiana Pacers after the Lakers' March 2002 victory over the Pacers. All right, the road to the finals would prove a lot tougher than the record run the Lakers had enjoyed the previous year. While the Lakers swept the Blazers and defeated the Spurs 4-1 in the first two rounds of the playoffs, the Lakers did not have home court advantage against the Sacramento Kings. The series would stretch to 7 games, and the first time this happened to the Lakers since 2000 Western Conference Finals. However, the Lakers were able to beat their division rivals and make their third consecutive NBA Finals appearance in the 2002 Finals against the New Jersey Nets. Bryant averaged 26.8 points, 51.4% shooting, 5.8 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game, which included scoring a quarter of the team's points. At age 23, Bryant became the youngest player to win 3 championships. Bryant's play was notable and praised for his performance in the fourth quarter of games, specifically the last 2 rounds of the playoffs. This cemented Bryant's reputation as a clutch player. Okay, we got to switch pages here. Move on to page 3 here. Come on, there we go. As it loads up here, I'll get this lined up and I'll check out the chat, see where we stand. All right, 5 people in the chat still. Lady Z, hi host. How you doing there, Lady Z? Thanks for popping in and visiting with us this morning. I'm not doing necessarily shout outs today, but go ahead and visit Lady Z and check out her channel if you want. We're doing a basketball player and Hall of Famer biography tribute of Kobe Bryant. In case you're wondering what is taking place here. Okay. Let's see. Hunter Buscher's here. Johnny Waldeck, Sally Lloyd, Gorilla Family. All right, and Lady Z. All right, so let's continue with our content at hand here. All right, so coming up short in the 2002 to 2004. In the first game of the 2002-2003 season, Bryant recorded 27 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals in an 87-82 loss to the visiting Spurs. On November 1st, Bryant recorded a triple-double of 33 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists in the 108-93 win over the LA Clippers. He also set an NBA record for three-pointers in a game on January 7, 2003, when he made 12 against the Seattle Supersonics. Bryant averaged 30 points per game and embarked on a historic run, posting 40 or more points in 9 consecutive games while averaging 40.6 in his entire month of February. In addition, he averaged 6.9 rebounds, 5.9 assists, and 2.2 steals per game, a career high to that point. Bryant was once again voted to both the All-NBA and All-Defensive first teams, and came in third place in voting for the MVP award after finishing 50-32 in the regular season. The Lakers floundered in the playoffs and lost in the Western Conference semifinals in 6 games to the eventual NBA champions, the San Antonio Spurs. There we go. In the following season, the Lakers were able to acquire NBA stars Karl Malone and Gary Payton to make another push at the NBA championship. Bryant was arrested for sexual assault before the season began. This caused Bryant to miss some games due to court appearances or attend court earlier in the day and travel to play games later in the same day. In the final game of the regular season, the Lakers played the Portland Trail Blazers. Bryant made 2 buzzer beaters to win the game at the Pacific Division title. At the end of the fourth quarter, Bryant made a 3-pointer with 1.1 seconds left to send it into overtime. The game eventually went to a second overtime in which Bryant made another 3-pointer as time expired to lift the Lakers past the Blazers 105-104. With a starting lineup of O'Neal, Malone, Payton, and Bryant, the Lakers were able to reach the NBA Finals. However, they were upset in 5 games by the Detroit Pistons, who won their first championship since 1990. In that series, Bryant averaged 22.6 points per game and 4.4 assists. He shot 35.1% from the field. Jackson's contract as coach was not renewed, and Rudy Tomjanovich took over. O'Neal was traded to the Miami Heat for Lamar Odom and Karen Butler and Brian Grant. The following day, Bryant declined an offer to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers and re-signed with the Lakers on a 7-year contract. I always like this style card. And it's nice because it's a die cut. I really like that one. Scoring records and playoff upsets from 2004 to 2007. Bryant was closely scrutinized and criticizing during the 2004-2005 season, with his reputation badly damaged from all that had happened over the previous year. A particularly damaging salvo came when Jackson wrote The Last Season, A Team in Search of Its Soul. The book detailed the events of the Lakers' tumultuous 2003-2004 season and has several criticisms of Bryant. In the book, Jackson called Bryant an uncoachable. Midway through the season, Tomjanovich suddenly resigned as Lakers coach, citing the recurrence of health problems and exhaustion. Without Tomjanovich, stewardship of the remainder of the Lakers season fell to career assistant coach Frank Hamblin. Bryant was the league's second leading scorer with 27.6 points per game, but he was surrounded by a subpar supporting cast, and the Lakers went 34-48 and missed the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. The year signified a drop in Bryant's overall status in the NBA, as he did not make the NBA All-Defensive Team and was also demoted to the All-NBA third team. During the season, Bryant also engaged in public feuds with Malone and Ray Allen. All right, the 2005-2006 season marked a crossroads in Bryant's basketball career. Despite past differences with Bryant, Jackson returned to coach the Lakers. Bryant endorsed the move, and by all appearances, the two men worked together well the second time around, leading the Lakers back to the playoffs. Bryant's individual scoring accomplishments resulted in the finest statistical season of his career. On December 20th, 2005, Bryant scored 62 points in 3 consecutive quarters against the Dallas Mavericks. Entering the fourth quarter, Bryant outscored the entire Mavericks team 62-61. The only time a player has done this through 3 quarters since the introduction of the shot clock. When the Lakers faced the Miami Heat on January 16, 2006, Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal made headlines by engaging in handshakes and hugs before the game, signifying a change in the feud that had festered between them. A month later, at the 2006 NBA All-Star Game, the two were seen laughing together. That's a pretty card. On January 22, 2006, Bryant scored a career-high 81 points in a 122-104 victory against the Toronto Raptors. In addition to breaking the previous franchise record of 71 set by Elgin Baylor, Bryant's 81-point game was the second highest point total in NBA history, surpassed only by Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962. Whereas Chamberlain was fed repeatedly by teammates for inside shots in a blowout win, Bryant created his own shot, mostly from the outside, in a game which the Lakers trailed at halftime by 14 and did not pull away until the fourth quarter. Chamberlain, playing in an era when the games were paced faster and scoring opportunities were more plentiful, accounted for 59% of his team's points in Philadelphia's 169-147 win, compared to Bryant scoring 66% of the Lakers' 122 points. In that same month, Bryant also became the first player since 1964 to score 45 points or more in 4 consecutive games, joining Chamberlain and Baylor as the only players to do so. For the month of January, Bryant averaged 43.4 points per game, the 8th highest single-month scoring average in NBA history and highest for any player other than Chamberlain. By the end of the 2005-2006 season, Bryant set Lakers single-season franchise records for most 40-point games with 27, and most points scored at 2,832. He won the league scoring title for the first time by averaging 35.4 points per game, becoming just the 5th player in league history to average at least 35 in a season. Bryant finished in 4th place in the voting for the 2006 NBA Most Valuable Player Award, but received 22 first-place votes, second only to winner Steve Nash. So let me take a break here and check in with the chat. Got 4 people hanging out still. Nothing else new in the chat in the last 13 minutes. But that's okay. It looks like there are still people hanging in with us here. So later in the season, it was reported that Bryant would change his jersey number from 8 to 24 at the start of the 2006-2007 season. Bryant's first high school number was 24 before he switched to 33. After the Lakers' season ended, Bryant said on TNT that he wanted 24 as his rookie, but it was unavailable, as was 33, retired with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Bryant wore 143 at the Adidas ABCD camp and chose 8 by adding those numbers. In the first round of the playoffs, the Lakers played well enough to reach a 3-1 series lead over the Phoenix Suns, culminating with Bryant's overtime forcing and game-winning shot in Game 4. They came within 6 seconds of eliminating the second seed Suns in Game 6. However, they lost that game 126-118 in overtime, despite Bryant's 27.9 points per game in the series. The Lakers broke down and ultimately fell to the Suns in 7 games. After scoring 50 points on 20 of 35 shooting in the Game 6 loss. Bryant was criticized for only taking 3 shots in the second half of the 121-90 Game 7 loss to Phoenix. During the 2006-2007 season, Bryant was selected to his 9th All-Star Game appearance, and on February 18th, he logged 31 points, 6 assists, 6 steals, earning his second career All-Star Game MVP trophy. Over the course of the season, Bryant became involved in a number of on-court incidents. On January 28th, while attempting to draw contact on a potential game-winning jump shot, he flailed his arm, striking Antonio Spurs guard Manu Ginobili in the face with his elbow. Following a leg review, Bryant was suspended for the subsequent game at Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks. The basis was given for the suspension that Bryant had performed an unnatural motion in swinging his arm backward. Later, on March 6th, he seemed to repeat the motion, this time striking Minnesota Timberwolves' Marko Jaric. On March 7th, the NBA handed Bryant his second one-game suspension. In his first game back on March 9th, he elbowed Kyle Korver in the face, which was retroactively reclassified as a Type 1 flagrant foul. So on March 16th, Bryant scored a season-high 65 points in a home game against the Portland Trail Blazers, which helped the Lakers' 7-game losing streak. This was the second-best scoring performance of his 11-year career. The following game, Bryant recorded 50 points against the Minnesota Timberwolves, after which he scored 60 points in a road win against the Memphis Grizzlies, becoming the second Laker to score 3 straight 50-plus point games, a feat not seen since Jordan did it last in 1987. The only other Laker to do so was Baylor, and he scored 50-plus in 3 consecutive contests in December 1962. The following day, in a game against the New Orleans Oklahoma City Hornets, Bryant scored 50 points, making him the second player in NBA history to have 4 straight 50-point games behind Chamberlain, who achieved it twice with his streaks of 5 and 7. Bryant finished the year with a total of 10 50-point-plus games, surpassed only by Chamberlain. Bryant also won his second straight scoring title that season. Throughout the 2006 and 7 season, his jersey became the top-selling NBA jersey in the United States and China. A number of journalists have attributed the improved sales to Bryant's new number, as well as continuing all-star performance on the court. In the 2007 NBA playoffs, the Lakers were once again eliminated in the first round by the Phoenix Suns, 4-1. All right. So back on top between 2007 and 2010. So on May 27, 2007, ESPN reported that Bryant stated that he wanted to be traded if Jerry West did not return to the team with full authority. Bryant later confirmed his desire for West's return to the franchise, but denied, stating that it would want to be traded if that didn't take place. However, 3 days later, on Stephen A. Smith's radio program, Bryant expressed anger over the Lakers insider who claimed that Bryant was responsible for Shaquille O'Neal's departure from the team and publicly stated, "I wanted to be traded." 3 hours after making the statement, Bryant stated in another interview, having a conversation Sorry about that. I had a phone call there. I thought I turned on Do Not Disturb. However, 3 days later, on Stephen A. Smith's radio program, Bryant expressed anger over a Lakers insider who claimed that Bryant was responsible for Shaquille O'Neal's departure from the team and publicly stated, I want to be traded. 3 hours after making that statement, Bryant stated in another interview that after having a conversation with head coach Jackson, he had reconsidered his decision and backed off his trade request. Bryant was later shown in an infamous amateur video saying that center Andrew Bynum should have been traded for All-Star Jason Kidd. Sorry about that interruption there. We got to change pages here. Get here to page 4. There we go. All right. There we go. I think I got it in the right spot now. Sorry about that. On December 23rd, 2007, Bryant became the youngest player with 29 years and 122 days to reach 20,000 points in a game against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden after scoring 39 points to go along with 11 rebounds and 8 assists. This record has since been broken by LeBron James on March 28th. Bryant scored a season-high 53 points to go with 10 rebounds in a loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay. So despite an injury to his shooting hand, smaller finger, described as a complete tear of the radical collateral ligament and a avulsion fracture and a volar plate injury at the MCP joint that occurred in a game on February 5th, 2008, Bryant played all 82 games of the regular season instead of opting for surgery. Regarding his injury, he stated, I would prefer to delay any surgical procedures until after our Lakers season and this summer's Olympic Games, but this is an injury that myself and the Lakers medical staff will just have to continue to monitor on a day-to-day basis. In early September 2008, Bryant decided not to have surgery to repair the injury. Aided by the trade for All-Star Pau Gasol, Bryant led his team to a West-leading 57-25 record, and the Lakers swept the Nuggets in the first round on May 8, 2008, and Bryant was officially announced as the league MVP. He said, It's been a long ride. I'm very proud to represent this organization, to represent this city. West, who was responsible for bringing Bryant to the Lakers, was on hand at the press conference to observe Bryant receive his MVP trophy from the NBA Commissioner David Stem. Stem stated, Kobe deserved it. He's had just another great season. Doesn't surprise me one bit. In addition to winning his MVP award, Bryant was the only unanimous selection to the All-NBA team on May 8, 2008 for the third straight season and sixth time in his career. He would then headline the NBA All-Defensive Team, first team, with Kevin Garnett, receiving 52 points overall, including 24 first-place nods, earning him his 8th selection. The Lakers concluded the 2007-2008 regular season with a 57-25 record, finishing first in the Western Conference and setting up themselves for a first-round contest against the Nuggets in Game 1. Bryant, who said he made himself a decoy through most of the game, scored 18 of his 32 points in the final minutes to keep Los Angeles safely ahead. That made Denver the first 50-win team to be swept out of the first round in the playoffs since the Memphis Grizzlies fell in 4 games to the San Antonio Spurs in 2004. In the first game of the next round against the Jazz, Bryant scored 38 points as the Lakers beat the Jazz in Game 1. The Lakers won the next game as well, but dropped Games 3 and 4, even with Bryant putting up 33.5 points per game. The Lakers then won the next 2 games to win the semifinals. This set up a Western Conference Finals berth against the San Antonio Spurs. The Lakers defeated the Spurs in 5 games, sending themselves to the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics. This marked the 5th time in Bryant's career and the first time without O'Neal that he made the NBA Finals. The Lakers then lost to the Boston Celtics in 6 games. Right? So in the 2008-2009 season, the Lakers opened the campaign by winning their first 7 games. Bryant led the team to tie the franchise record for most wins to start the season, going 17-2, and by the middle of December, they compiled a 21-3 record. He was selected on his 11th consecutive All-Star game as a starter. He was named the Western Conference Player of the Month for December and January, in addition to being named Western Conference Player of the Week 3 times. In a game against the Knicks on February 2nd, 2009, Bryant scored 61 points, setting a record for the most points scored at Madison Square Garden. During the 2009 NBA All-Star Game, Bryant tallied 27 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals, and was awarded the All-Star Game co-MVP with former teammate O'Neal. The Lakers finished the regular season with the best record in the West at 65-17. Bryant was runner-up in the MVP voting behind LeBron James and was selected to the All-NBA First Team and All-Defensive First Team for the 7th time in his career. In the playoffs, the Lakers defeated the Utah Jazz in 5 games and the Houston Rockets in 7 games in the opening 2 rounds by finishing off the Denver Nuggets in the conference finals in 6 games. The Lakers earned their 2nd straight trip to the NBA Finals. The Lakers defeated the Orlando Magic in 5 games. Bryant was awarded the first NBA Finals MVP trophy upon winning his 4th championship, achieving series averages of 32.4 points, 7.4 assists, and 5.6 rebounds, 1.4 steals, and 1.4 blocks. He became the first player since West in the 1969 NBA Finals to average at least 32.4 points and 7.4 assists for a final series, and the first since Jordan to average 30 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists for a title-winning team in the finals. All right, during the 2009-2010 season, Bryant made 6 game-winning shots, including a buzzer-beating, one-legged three-pointer against the Miami Heat on December 4th, 2009. Bryant considered the shot one of the luckiest he has made. A week later, Bryant suffered an avulsion fracture in his right index finger in a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Despite the injury, Bryant elected to continue playing rather than take any time off to rest the injury. 5 days after his finger injury, he made another game-winning shot after missing an opportunity in regulation, this time against the Milwaukee Bucks in an overtime game. Bryant also became the youngest player at 31 years, 151 days to reach 25,000 points in his career during the season, surpassing Chamberlain. He continued his dominant clutch plays, making yet another game-winning three-pointer against the Sacramento Kings and what would be the game-winning field goal against the Boston Celtics. The following day, he surpassed West to become the all-time leading scorer in Lakers franchise history. After being sidelined for 5 games by an ankle injury, Bryant made his return and made another clutch three-pointer to give the Lakers a 1-point lead with 4 seconds remaining against the Memphis Grizzlies. 2 weeks later, he made his 6th game-winning shot of the season against the Toronto Raptors. All right, on April 2nd, 2010, Bryant signed a 3-year contract extension worth $87 million. Bryant finished the regular season missing 4 of the final games due to injuries to his knees and finger. Bryant suffered multiple injuries throughout the season and as a result missed 9 games. The Lakers began the playoffs as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference against the Oklahoma City Thunder, eventually defeating them in 6 games. The Lakers swept the Utah Jazz in the second round and advanced to the Western Conference Finals, where they faced the Phoenix Suns in Game 2. Bryant finished the game with 13 assists, setting a new playoff career high. It was the most assists by a Laker since the playoffs, since Magic Johnson had 13 in 1996. The Lakers went on to win the series in 6 games, capturing the Western Conference Championship and advancing to the NBA Finals for a 3rd straight season. In a rematch against the 2008 champion Boston Celtics, Bryant, despite shooting 6 for 24 from the field, led the Lakers back from a 13-point third-quarter deficit in Game 7 to win the championships. He scored 10 of his game-high 23 points in the fourth quarter and finished the game with 15 rebounds. Bryant won his 5th championship and earned his 2nd consecutive NBA Finals MVP award. This marked the first time the Lakers won Game 7 against the Boston Celtics in NBA Finals. Bryant said that this was the most satisfying of all his 5 championships. All right, let me go ahead and scroll this up real quick and then check out the chat. See where we're at right now. 5 still in the stream. Sally says, sorry, she fell asleep. All right, no new chats in the last 11 minutes. Let's continue on real quick then. All right, so chasing a 6th championship. 2010 to 2013. Bryant wanted a 6th championship to match Jordan's total. The Lakers started the 2010-2011 season by winning their first 8 games. In his 9th game of the season playing against the Denver Nuggets, Bryant became the youngest player in NBA history to reach 26,000 career points. Bryant also recorded his first triple-double since January 21st, 2009. On January 30th, against the Celtics, he became the youngest player to score 27,000 points. On February 1st, 2011, Bryant became one of 7 players with at least 25,000 points, 5,000 rebounds, 5,000 assists. In Boston on February 10th, Bryant scored 20 of his 23 points in the second half of the Lakers as the Lakers rallied from an early 15-point deficit for the 92-86 win over the Celtics. It was the Lakers' first victory of the season against one of the league's top 4 teams, as they entered the game 0-5 in previous matchups and had been outscored by an average of 11 points. Bryant selected to his 13th straight All-Star game after becoming the leading vote-getter, had 37 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 steals in the 2011 All-Star game, and won his 4 All-Star MVPs, tying Hall of Famer Bob Pettit for the most All-Star MVP awards. During the season, Bryant moved from 12th to 6th place on the NBA all-time career scoring list, passing John Havlicek, Dominique Wilkins, Oscar Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Elvin Hayes and Moses Malone. Bryant finished the season averaging less than 20 shots a game, his fewest since the 2003-2004 season. All right, scroll up here. Oh, there we go, an autograph card. That's a cool one. All right. These are all 1996 cards we're scrolling through. Just his basic early cards in his career. These are probably the most popular ones to collect, I'm sure. On April 13, 2011, the NBA fined Bryant $100,000 for directing a gay slur at referee Benny Adams in frustration in the previous day's game. The Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation praised the NBA's decision to fine Bryant, and the Human Rights Campaign said Bryant's language was a disgrace and distasteful. Bryant stated that he was open to discussing the matter with gay rights groups and wanted to appeal his fine. Later apologized for the use of the word. Bryant and other Lakers appeared in a Lakers public service announcement denouncing his behavior. The team's quest for another three-peat was ended when they were swept by the Dallas Mavericks in the second round of the playoffs. Okay, let's switch here to the next page here. All right, we're getting some autograph ones coming up here, huh? There we go. All right. These were serial numbered out of 390. This is in the day where they used to just write on there the number of the autographs. So he signed 390 of these cards. So Bryant received experimental platelet-rich plasma therapy called orthokine in Germany to treat the pain on his left knee and ankle. And Mike Brown replaced the retired Jackson as coach of the Lakers in the offseason. Bryant began the season playing with an injured wrist. On January 10, 2012, Bryant scored 48 points against the Suns. Not bad for the seventh best player in the league, said Bryant, referring to a preseason ESPN ranking of the NBA's top players. He went on to score 40, 42, and 42 in his next three games. It was the sixth time in his career he scored 40 or more points in 4 straight games, a feat succeeded only by Chamberlain 19 times. At the 2012 NBA All-Star Game, Bryant scored 27 points to pass Jordan as the career scoring leader in the All-Star Game. He also suffered a broken nose and a concussion on the third quarter of the All-Star Game after a hard foul from Dwayne Wade. In April, Bryant missed 7 games with a bruised left shin. He returned 3 games before the end of the regular season. In the last game of the regular season against Sacramento, he chose not to go for a possible third NBA scoring title, having needed 38 points to surpass Kevin Durant. The Lakers were knocked out of the playoffs by Durant's Oklahoma City Thunder in the second round of the playoffs, losing in 5 games. Okay. Excuse me. The Lakers in 2012 and 13 acquired Dwight Howard and point guard Steve Nash. On November 2nd, 2012, Bryant scored 40 points with 2 steals, and he passed Magic Johnson with 1,724 as the Lakers' career leader in steals. However, the Lakers lost the game to the Clippers and started the season 0-3 for the first time in 34 years and just the 4th time in franchise history. After starting the season 1-4, Coach Brown was fired. He was replaced by Mike D'Antoni, who Bryant knew as a child when Bryant's father was playing in Italy, and D'Antoni was also a star player there. Bryant had grown close with D'Antoni during their time with the with Team USA. On December 5th, against New Orleans, Bryant became the youngest player, 34 years and 104 days in league history, to score 30,000 points, joining Hall of Famers Chamberlain, Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Karl Malone as one of the 5 players to reach that milestone. On December 18th, in a 101-100 win over Charlotte Bobcats, Bryant scored 30 points in his 7th consecutive game, the longest streak by an NBA player after turning 34 years old. It was the 4th longest such streak in his career. His streak would be snapped at 10 on December 28th in a 104-87 win over the Portland Trail Blazers, when he scored 27 points sitting out the whole 4th quarter. In a move to improve the team's defense, D'Antoni began having Bryant guard the opponent's best perimeter player. Bryant was the primary defender in the Cavaliers' Kyrie Irving, who was held to 15 points. Bryant acknowledged that he was a more focused defender when he had challenging defensive assignment as opposed to when he played off the ball against weaker players. His defense disrupted opponents and freed Nash from unfavorable matchups. Hold on a second, let me adjust this. There we go. Bryant was leading the league in scoring through much of the first 42 games, with a disappointing 17-25 start to the season. D'Antonio had Bryant become the primary facilitator on offense, and Nash was moved off the ball and became more of a spot-up shooter. In the next 3 games, Bryant had at least 10 assists and 3 wins, with a 3-game total of 39 assists, the most in his career. He missed a triple-double in each game, with 9 rebounds twice and 8 on the other. In 2 crucial wins in March, he scored at least 40 points and had at least 10 assists in back-to-back games, becoming the first Laker to accomplish the feat West in 1970. Okay. With the Lakers fighting to secure the 8th and final playoffs berth in the Western Conference, coupled with injuries on the team, Bryant began playing almost all 48 minutes each game. On April 10th, 2013, Bryant became the first player in NBA history to get 47 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks, and 3 steals in an NBA game. On April 12th, Bryant suffered a torn Achilles tendon against the Golden State Warriors, ending his season. His injury came while he was playing 7 consecutive quarters and at least 40 minutes for 7 consecutive games. The 34-year-old Bryant was averaging his most minutes, 38.6, in 6 years, and only Portland rookie Damian Lillard was averaging more minutes. Lakers general manager Mitch Kupchak had spoken to Bryant about his extensive playing time 10 days earlier, but Bryant insisted the minutes needed to continue given the Lakers' playoffs push. Bryant had surgery on April 13th to repair the tear, and it was estimated that he would miss 6 to 9 months. He ended the season with his customary numbers, scoring an average of 27.3 points, 46.3% shooting, 5.6 rebounds, and 6 assists. However, the New York Times called his leading of the Lakers back to the playoffs contention perhaps some of the finest work of his career. 8 times he reached 40 points during the season, and 11 times he had 10 or more assists in his role as distributor, dubbed Magic Mamba, after the passing skills of Magic Johnson. Bryant's assists were the second highest of his career, and his field goal percentage was its highest since 2008-2009. The The Lakers finished the season 45-37, good for 7th in the West. Playing with Bryant, the Lakers were swept in 4 games by the San Antonio Spurs in the first round of the playoffs. Let me scroll up here, and then we're going to take a peek at the chat, see how things are going here. Still got 4 people. Is anybody with me still? I want to make sure I'm not froze up. It looks like the video is still rolling. It does look like there's no problems that I'm aware of. It's fine. There's just nobody chatting in the stream. It shows that there are still 4 people hanging out watching. We do got 9 thumbs up. And the last chat I see was at 11:29 when Sally said, "Sorry, I fell asleep." So other than that, we will continue to move forward here. All right. So injury-plagued years from 2013 to 2015. All right. Bryant resumed practicing in November 2013 after the 2013-14 season had already begun. On November 25th, he signed a 2-year contract extension with the Lakers that at an estimated value of $48.5 million. He remained the league's highest paid player, although he accepted a discounted deal. He had been eligible to receive an extension starting at $32 million a year. Bryant's contract became a polarizing topic, with detractors arguing that the Stars should take less money to allow their team more financial freedom, while supporters countered that the NBA's biggest stars were being paid less than their true value. Bryant resumed playing on December 8th after missing the season's first 19 games. On December 17th, Bryant matched his season high of 21 points in a 96-92 win over Memphis, but suffered a lateral tibial plateau fraction in his left knee that was expected to sideline him for 6 weeks. He had played 6 games since returning from his Achilles injury, which included time at point guard after injuries to Nash, Steve Blake, and Jordan Farmer. Bryant was averaging 13.8 points, 6.3 assists, and 4.3 rebounds. Despite being sidelined, he was voted by fans to start in his 16th All-Star game. Bryant did not feel he was deserving of the selection, and some likened it to a career achievement award for his past performance. However, he missed playing in the game, still hampered by his knee. On March 12, 2014, the Lakers ruled Bryant out for the remainder of the season, citing his need for more rehab and the limited time remaining in the season. At the time, the team was 22-42 and tied for the worst record in the Western Conference. The Lakers finished 27-55 and missed the playoffs for the first time since 2005. All right, let me scroll up here. Still going through his rookie cards here. Does have a lot of rookie cards, that's for sure. So Bryant returned for the 2014-2015 season, his 19th season with the Lakers, who had replaced... this is because of the death of Kobe Bryant in the helicopter crash. Yes, I do, but this is a tribute there, okay, Hunter? That's what was mentioned yesterday in my live stream also, okay, buddy? All right. So yeah, I will go back to baseball starting Monday. Again, I am primarily a baseball channel, but this is a tribute for Kobe Bryant, okay? So let me start this section over again. Bryant returned for the 2014-15 season, his 19th season with the Lakers, who had replaced D'Antonio with Bryant's former Lakers teammate Brian Scott. Okay, on November 30th, 2014, in a 129-104 122 overtime victory against the Toronto Raptors, Bryant recorded his 20th career triple-double with 31 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds. At age 36, he became the oldest NBA player to achieve 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in a game. On December 14th, Bryant became the NBA's third all-time leading scorer, passing Jordan with 32,292 points in a 100-94 win against Minnesota. He played in the first 27 games of the season, averaging team highlights with 26.4 points and 35.4 minutes per game, while leading the league with 22.4 shots per game. However, Scott held him out for 3 straight games to rest after one of his worst performances of the season, when Bryant committed 9 turnovers and scored 25 points on just 8 for 30 shooting in a 108-101 loss to Sacramento. He was suffering from soreness in his knees, feet, back, Achilles tendons, and Scott planned to reduce his workload by going forward. 3 times Bryant had exceeded 40 minutes in a game, and the coach blamed himself for overloading him after he started the season in such great shape. For the season, Bryant had been shooting just 37% from the field, and the team's record was only 8-19. In his second game back after resting, he had 23 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds in a 111-103 win over Denver, and became just the 3rd player in league history to record multiple triple-doubles in a season at age 36 or older. On January 21st, 2015, Bryant suffered a rotator cuff tear in his right shoulder while driving baseline for a 2-handed dunk against the New Orleans Pelicans. Though he was right-handed, he returned to play the game and ran offense while shooting, dribbling, and passing almost exclusively with his left hand. Prior to the injury, Bryant had been rested in 8 of 16 games. He underwent season-ending surgery for the injury and finishing the season averaging 22.3 points, but shooting a career-low 37.3%, well below his 45.4% career mark to that season. Start of the season. He was expected to be sidelined for 9 months, with a return targeted toward the start of the 2015-2016 season. The Lakers finished the season with a record 21-61, surpassing the franchise record for most losses in a season that they had set the previous year. All right, let me scroll up here. Oh, we're on the last. Okay, we got to go to the next year set here. All right, we'll do that real quick. We'll go to his 96-96 season cards. There, so we've passed his rookie year now. Now we're going to get into there we go. Okay. So we're now into his 1996-1997 season now, okay? Just so you guys know. All right. So let me double check okay, nothing new since Sally chatted that this is a tribute. Okay? All right, so his final season in 2015 and 2016. So after recovering to play in the 2015-16 preseason, Bryant suffered a calf injury and missed the final 2 weeks of exhibition games. However, he played in the season opener to begin his 20th season with the Lakers, surpassing John Stockton's league record of 19 for the most seasons with the same team. On November 24th, 2015, the Lakers fell to 2-12 after losing 111-77 to the Warriors. Bryant scored just 4 points in the 25 minutes on 1 for 14 shooting, matching the worst shooting game of his career, in which he attempted at least 5 shots. On December 1st, 2015, Bryant played his last game against his hometown team, the Philadelphia 76ers, where the Lakers lost 103-91. All right. On November 29th, 2015, Bryant announced via the Players Tribune that he would be retiring at the end of the season. In his poem titled Dear Basketball, Bryant wrote that he fell in love with the game at age 6. A love so deep, I gave my all, from my mind and body to my spirit and soul. The 2015-16 season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding, my mind can handle the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye, and that's okay. I'm ready to let go. In a letter distributed to Lakers' fans before that evening's game against the Indiana Pacers, Bryant wrote, "What you've done for me is far greater than anything I've done for you. My love for this city, this team, and for each of you will never fade. Thank you for this incredible journey." So Bryant requested... at the time of his announcement, he was second on the team in minutes with 30.8 behind Jordan Clarkson and leading the team with 16.7 field goal attempts per game, while averaging 15.7 points and shooting a career low of 31.5%. His free throw attempts had dropped from his career average, and his game had become over-reliant on pump fakes and long-range shots, making a league-worst 19.5% from three-point range while attempting 7 a game, almost double his career average. In his press conference after the announcement, he acknowledged his declining skills. "Even though I play like I've worked really, really hard to play like crap, and I do everything possible I can possibly that I can. And I feel bad about that," he said. Right? So Bryant requested that opposing teams on the road not hold any on-court ceremonies in his honor or present him any gifts in public. Prior to announcing his retirement, he had been steadfast about not wanting to fuss of a staged farewell tour, preferring to hear boos instead of cheers. Still, he was honored around the league with video tributes and fan ovations, including arenas that historically jeered him, such as Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City, TD Garden in Boston, and Sleep Train Arena in Sacramento. Previously, Bryant was respected but not loved, and he was astonished at the cheers he was now receiving. On February 3rd, Bryant made 7 three-pointers and scored a then season-high 38 points, including 14 of them of the team's 18 points in the last 5 minutes and 2 seconds of the game for a 119-115 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. The win ended a 10-game losing streak, and the Lakers averted establishing the longest losing streak in franchise history. Bryant became just the 4th NBA player over 37 years old to log at least 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game. Bryant was leading overall vote-getter for the 2016 All-Star Game with 1.9 million votes, ahead of Stephen Curry's 1.6 million, having moved to small forward that season. Bryant was selected as a front-court starter for the first time, playing in His first All-Star game since 2013, Bryant had 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. West teammates offered to feed him the ball in an attempt to get him another All-Star MVP, but he declined. In the season finale on April 13th, Bryant scored an NBA season-high 60 points against Utah in his last NBA game, outscoring the entire Jazz team 23-21 in the fourth quarter. In the Lakers' 101-96 victory, he became the oldest player to score 60 or more points in a game at 37 years old and 234 days. The Lakers finished the season with a 1765 record, their worst record in franchise history. All right. So next we have the national team career. Bryant declined to play in the 2000 Olympics because he was getting married in the off-season. He also decided not to play in the 2002 FIBA World Championship. Bryant was originally selected for the FIBA America's Championship in 2003, but withdrew after undergoing arthroscopic surgery and knee surgeries. In the following summer, he had to withdraw from the Olympic team because of his sexual assault case. Along with LeBron James, he was one of the first players to be publicly named to the 2006-2008 U.S. preliminary roster in 2006 by Jerry Colangelo. However, he was once again sidelined after knee surgery and didn't participate in the 2006 FIBA World Championship. Bryant's United States national team career finally began in 2007 when he was a member of the 2007 USA Men's Senior National Team and USA FIBA America's Championship team that finished 10-0, won gold, and qualified the United States for the men's 2008 Olympics. He started in all 10 of the USA's FIBA America's Championship games. Bryant averaged 15.3 points, 2.9 assists, 2.0 rebounds, and 1.6 steals per game in the tournament. Okay. Oh, that's a cool looking card. All right. On June 23rd, 2008, he was named to the USA Men's Senior National Team for the 2008 Summer Olympics. This was the first time going to the Olympics, and Bryant scored 20 points, including 13 in the fourth quarter, along with 6 assists, as Team USA defeated Spain 118-107 in the gold medal game. On August 24, 2008, for its first gold medal in worldwide competition since 2000 Olympics. He averaged 15 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists while shooting 4.462 from the field in 8 Olympic contests. Oh, that almost looks like a ticket style card. Oh, it's considered a mini card. That's pretty cool. Donald Blondell, Kobe Bryant is probably not better than Michael Jordan. Both Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are my favorite NBA players. I was crying during the tribute in Trailblazers Lakers game. Yeah, cool. That is neat, Hunter. Yeah. I do have a few Michael Jordan basketball cards, but I have Michael Jordan's baseball cards, which I think is pretty cool. When he did try a stint in baseball for a little while for Michael Jordan. Okay. So then Bryant rejoined the national team for the 2012 Summer Olympics. He retired from the team after winning another gold medal. He finished the national team career with a record of 26-0 across 3 tournaments, winning a gold medal each time. All right, so we're getting closer to finishing up here, but we'll keep continuing. All right. almost looks like the same card there. Oh, this is a gold version. Okay, I see. That's the regular, and this is the gold version. You can see the gold B on the front of this one. So that's a variation card. So as far as the player profile, Bryant primarily played as a shooting guard. He was listed at 6'6" and 212 pounds, though Bryant himself said that he was 6'4" or probably 6'5" in shoes. He was often cited as one of the most dangerous scorers in the NBA. Bryant has drawn frequent comparisons to Jordan, after whom he modeled his playing style. Like Jordan, he became the most known for his shooting a fall-away jump shot. Chris Ballard of Sports Illustrated described another of Bryant's most famous moves as the jab and step pause. Bryant jabbed his non-pivot foot forward to let the defender relax, but instead of bringing the jab foot back, he pushed it off and once drove around his opponent to get to the basket. Okay, let's get ready for the next page here. Oh, wow. Mini parallels here. Probably have to go like this for now to kind of display those in there. That's kind of a different set there. So Bryant established a reputation for taking shots in the closing moments of tight games, even when he was double or triple teamed, and was noted as one of the premier closers in the NBA. In a 2012 annual survey of the NBA general managers, Bryant was selected for the 10th consecutive season as the player general managers would want to take a clutch shot with a game on the line. Bryant enjoyed being the villain and reveled in being booed and then silencing the crowd with his play. His ability to make difficult shots has often drawn criticism of his shot selection. Throughout his career, Bryant was disparaged for being a selfish, high-volume shooter. He missed more field goal attempts in his career than any other player in NBA history. Phil Jackson, who coached Bryant for many years, stated that Bryant tends to force the action, especially when the game isn't going his way. When his shot is off, Kobe will pound away relentlessly until his luck turns. According to Bryant, I would go 0 for 30 before I would go 0 for 9. 0 for 9 means you beat yourself, you psyched yourself out of the game. If we can get through these here. Looks like one more page of the mini cards here. So, in addition to his abilities on offense, Bryant also established himself as a standout defensive player. Bryant rarely drew charges when he played defense, which he believes spared his body and contributed to his longevity. Some critics have suggested that Bryant's defensive accolades in his latter years were based more on his reputation than his actual play. Right, here we've got, this is it. So now we had minis. Now this is a jumbo 5x7 card, which was not a normal size card. All right, so they do have jumbos, just like baseball does have jumbo cards too. Top loaders. I've even got one or two 8x10 cards. For some players. I'll highlight those one of these days down the road. So Bryant was also lauded for his work ethic. Throughout his first 16 seasons, his body was resilient, and he exhibited a high pain threshold while often playing through injuries. A fierce competitor, Bryant made opponents and teammates alike the objects of his scorn. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water here. So many players have considered him difficult to play with because of his high level of commitment and performance. According to sports writer Mark Hessler of Forbes, circa 2004-2007, Kobe was the most alienated superstar of the NBA had ever seen. He did, however, lead the Lakers to 2 championships after the departure of Shaquille O'Neal. During this period, he became more of a mentor to his teammates than he had been earlier in his career. Bryant's longtime head coach, Phil Jackson, noted that the biggest difference between his first and second stints in coaching the Lakers was if Bryant talked to teammates in his earlier years with the Lakers. It was usually give me the ball. During the latter period, Bryant embraced the team and his teammates, calling them up when we were on the road and inviting them out to dinner. It was as if the other players were now his partners, not his personal carriers. All right, so let's see, what do we got? We got some more mini cards here. I'll do that right there. All right. All right, now we have his basketball legacy. Okay. So Bryant was called one of the greatest players in history of our game by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, and the New York Times wrote that he had one of the most decorated careers in the history of the sport. Reuters called him arguably the best player of his generation, while both Sporting News and TNT named him their NBA Player of the Decade for the 2000s. In 2008 and again in 2016, ESPN ranked him the second greatest shooting guard of all time after Michael Jordan. Players including Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade, and Derrick Rose call Bryant their generation's version of Jordan. The press enterprise described Bryant as maybe the greatest Laker in the organization's history. He was the Lakers' all-time leading scorer, and his 5 titles are tied for the most in franchise history. Both numbers he wore during his career, 8 and 24, were retired by the Lakers on December 18th, 2017. All right. There we go. Back to normal size cards again. Let me see if I can squeeze this, frame it better. With career averages of 25 points, 5.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists, and 1.4 steals per game, he was considered one of the most complete players in NBA history. He was the first player in NBA history to have at least 30,000 career points and 6,000 career assists, and was one of only 4 players with 25,000 points, 6,000 rebounds, and 6,000 assists. Bryant led the NBA in scoring during the 2005-2006 and the 2006-2007 seasons. His 81-point performance against Toronto in 2006 was the second highest in NBA history, behind only Chamberlain's 100. He scored at least 50 points 24 times in his career, which is third in league history behind Jordan's 31 and Chamberlain's 118. 6 times Bryant scored at least 60. He was just the third player in NBA history averaging 40 points in a calendar month, which he accomplished 4 times. Bryant was voted the league's MVP in 2008 and led his team to the 2008 NBA Finals and the first seed of the Western Conference. In the 2008 Summer Olympics, he won a gold medal as a member of the U.S. men's basketball team, occasionally referred to as the Redeem Team. He won another gold medal at the 2012 Summer Olympics, and he led the Lakers to 2 more championships in 2009 and 2010, winning the Finals MVP award on both occasions. All right. Bryant was an 18-time All-Star, which ranks second behind only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was chosen a record 18 times, each time as a starter, on 4 occasions: 2003, 2011, 2013, and 2016. He was the leading vote getter 4 times. Bryant was named All-Star MVP, a record he shares with Bob Pettit. He was selected to the All-NBA team on 15 occasions, tied for the most with Abdul-Jabbar and Tim Duncan. And his 11 first-team honors are tied for the second most with Karl Malone. Bryant also had a 12-time All-Defensive Team selection, trailing only Duncan's 15, and 9 times he was named to the All-Defensive First Team, tied with Jordan, Garnett, and Gary Payton for most all-time. He was the first guard to play 20 seasons in the NBA. He also won the NBA Slam Dunk Contest in 1997 and was its youngest winner. In his career, Bryant scored 40-plus points in 121 games, and 21 times his record, he recorded a triple-double. All right. Oh, that's a pretty green card. All right, I like green. I don't know why you'd have to know. You have to know me and different things on my channel. So as far as his personal life, okay, in November 1999, 21-year-old Bryant met 17-year-old Vanessa Lane while she was working as a background dancer on the East Sidas music video G'd Up. Bryant was in the building and working on his debut musical album. The two began dating and became engaged 6 months later in May of 2000. While Lane was still a senior at Mariana High School in Huntington Beach, California, to avoid media scrutiny, she finished high school through independent study. According to Vanessa's cousin, Leela Lane, there was no prenuptial agreement. Vanessa said Bryant loved her too much for one. They married on April 18, 2001 at St. Edward Confessor Catholic Church in Dana Point, California. The wedding was not attended by Bryant's family. His 2 sisters, his longtime advisor and agent, Arn Tellem, or his Laker teammates. Bryant's parents were opposed to the marriage for a number of reasons. Reportedly, Bryant's parents had problem with him marrying so young, especially to a woman who was not African American. This disagreement resulted in an estrangement period of over 2 years, which ended when the couple's first daughter was born. Bryant's first child was born on January 2003. The birth resulted in a reconciliation between Bryant and his parents due to an ectopic pregnancy. Vanessa suffered a miscarriage in the spring of 2005. Their second daughter, Gianna, was born in May 2006. On December 16, 2011, Vanessa Bryant filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and the couple requested joint custody of their daughters. On January 11, 2013, Bryant and his wife both announced via social media that they had called off their divorce. In early December 2016, Vanessa gave birth to their third daughter, and in January 2019, the Bryants announced they were expecting a fourth daughter. Their daughter was born June 2019. Bryant was a practicing Catholic. He said his faith and a priest helped him through difficult times, such as his trial for rape. A Catholic cantor said she had inspired Bryant's faith and the respect that he showed her. Bryant and his family were regular attendees at Our Lady Queen of Angels Catholic Church in Newport Beach. Bryant and Gianna received the Eucharist together just hours before the crash. Bryant was multilingual, and he was fluent in English, Italian, and Spanish. Bryant assigned himself the nickname of Black Mamba, citing a desire for his basketball skills to mimic the infamous Snake's ability to strike with 99% accuracy at maximum speed in rapid succession. During the 2012-2013 season, he began referring to himself as Vino to describe how his play had been aging like a fine wine. Sorry, I've been forgetting to scroll through the cards here. All right. In January 2002, Bryant bought a Mediterranean-style house for $4 million located in a cul-de-sac in Newport Coast, Newport Beach. He sold the house in May 2015. In 2013, Bryant had a legal disagreement with an auction house over memorabilia from his early years that his mother had put up for auction. Bryant's mother received $450,000 from the auction for the items and contended Bryant had given her the rights to the items he had remaining in her home. However, Bryant's lawyers asked the auction house to return the items. Before the scheduled trial, a settlement was reached allowing the auction house the sale of less than 10% of the items. Bryant's parents apologized to him for the misunderstanding in a written statement and appreciated the financial support he had given them over the years. Bryant was a lifelong fan of his hometown NFL team, the Philadelphia Phillies. He was also a fan of soccer teams Barcelona, AC Milan, and Manchester City. All right. So, as far as his endorsements that he's had through the years, before starting the 1996-1997 season, Bryant had signed a 6-year contract with Adidas that was worth approximately $48 million. His first signature shoe was the Equipment KB8. Bryant's other earlier endorsements, including deals with Coca-Cola Company to endorse their Sprite soft drink, appearing in advertisements for McDonald's, promoting Spalding's new NBA infusion ball, Upper Deck Italian Chocolate Company, Ferrero Spa's Nutella Russell Corporation, and appearing on his own series of video games by Nintendo. Many companies like McDonald's and Ferrero Spa terminated his contracts when he had the allegations against him that became public. A notable exception was Nike Incorporated, who had signed him to a 5-year, $40 to $45 million contract just before the incident. However, they refused to use his image or market a new shoe of his for the year, but eventually did start promoting Bryant once his image recovered 2 years later. He has since resumed endorsement deals with the Coca-Cola Company through their subsidiary Energy Brands to promote their vitamin water brands of drinks. Bryant was also the cover athlete for NBA 07 featuring the Life Volume 2, and appeared in commercials for video games Guitar Hero World with Tony Hawk, Michael Phelps, and Alex Rodriguez. In 2008 for Call of Duty Black Ops alongside Jimmy Kimmel in 2010. And then as we get ready to wrap things up here, in a 2008 video promoting Nike's Hyperdunk shoes, Bryant appears to jump over a speeding Aston Martin. The stunt was considered to be fake, and Los Angeles Times said a real stunt would probably be a violation of Bryant's Lakers contract. After promoting Nike's Hyperdunk shoes, Bryant came out with the 4th edition of his signature line by Nike, the Zoom Kobe 4. In 2010, Nike launched another shoe, Nike Zoom Kobe 5. In 2009, Bryant signed a deal with Nubio to market the Black Mamba collection, a line of sports luxury watches that ranges from $25,000 to $285,000. On February 9, 2009, Bryant was featured on the cover of ESPN magazine. However, it was not for anything basketball related. Rather, it was about Bryant being a big fan of FC Barcelona. CNN estimated Bryant's endorsement deals in 2007 to be worth $16 million a year. In 2010, Bryant was ranked third behind Tiger Woods and Jordan in Forbes' list of the world's highest paid athletes with $48 million. Okay, looks like we'll probably change one more page here, get them adjusted, and get ready to finish up here. On December 13, 2010, Bryant signed a 2-year endorsement deal with Turkey's national airline, Turkish Airlines. The deal involved Bryant being in a promotional film to be aired in over 80 countries, in addition to his being used in digital, print, and billboard advertising. And then, of course, Kobe appeared as cover athlete for the following video games: Kobe Bryant in NBA Courtside, NBA Courtside 2 featuring Kobe Bryant, NBA Courtside 2002, NBA 3 on 3 featuring Kobe Bryant, NBA 07 featuring The Life Volume 2, NBA 09, The Inside, NBA 2K10, and NBA 2K17. In September 2012, Bryant shot a commercial for Turkish Airlines with FC Barcelona and Lionel Messi. The airline's latest commercial, the duo competes to win the attention of a young boy. In 2013, Forbes listed Bryant the 5th highest paid sports star in the world, behind Floyd Mayweather, Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James, and Lionel Messi. Bryant was also of the global ambassadors of the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup in China. So as far as music, Kobe Bryant's involvement in the music world. In high school, Bryant was a member of a rap group called Cheesaw, named after the Cheesaw Gang of the martial arts film Kid with the Golden Arm. The group was signed by Sony Entertainment, but the company's ultimate goal was to eliminate the group and have Bryant record on his own. The label wanted to capitalize on Bryant's youth and NBA fame. He performed at a 1997 concert by Swag and King Tech and recorded a verse for a remix of Brian McKnight's Hold Me. Bryant even appeared on Lakers teammate O'Neal's Respect, starting the track at 3 times Dope, though Bryant's name was not listed on the credits. Sony pushed Bryant from his roots of underground hip-hop into a more radio-friendly sound. His debut album, Visions, was scheduled to release in the spring of 2000. The first single, Kobe, featured supermodel Tyra Banks singing the hook. The single debuted in January 2000 and was performed at NBA All-Star Weekend that month. The song was not well received. Sony abandoned the plans for the album, which was never released, and dropped Bryant later that year. The Sony president who originally signed Bryant had already left, and Bryant's other backers had mostly abandoned him. After Bryant co-founded an independent record label, Heads High Entertainment, but it folded within a year. In 1999, Bryant appeared on a remix of Say My Name by Destiny's Child on the maxi single version of the song. In 2011, Bryant was featured in Taiwanese singer Jay Chu's single, The Heaven and Earth Challenge, pronounced Tain Dai Yi Du. The proceeds for downloads of both singles and ringtones were donated to impoverished schools for basketball facilities and equipment. The music video of the single also features Bryant. The song was also used by Sprite in its 2011 marketing campaign in China. In 2009, rapper Lil Wayne titled a song Kobe Bryant. Similarly, in 2010, rapper Sho Baraka released a song called Kobe Bryant Autumn, which is featured on his album Lions and Liars. All right. So as far as his television genre, Bryant made appearances on the Nickelodeon sketch comedy series All That in 2000 and MTV's Ridiculousness in 2019. As far as philanthropy, Bryant was the official ambassador for After School All-Stars, ASAS, an American nonprofit organization that provides comprehensive after-school programs to children in 13 U.S. cities. Bryant also started the Kobe Bryant China Fund, which partnered with the Sun Ching Ling Foundation, a charity backed by the Chinese government. The Kobe Bryant China Fund raises money within China earmarked for education and health programs. On November 4, 2010, Bryant appeared alongside Zach Braff at the Call of Duty Black Ops launch event at the Santa Monica Airport, where they presented a $1 million check to the Call of Duty Endowment, an Activision-funded nonprofit organization that helps veterans transition to civilian careers after their military service has ended. Together with his wife, Bryant founded the Kobe Vanessa Bryant Family Foundation. Its goals are helping young people in need, encouraging the development of physical and social skills through sports, and assisting the homeless. Bryant spoke of justice aimed at homeless people who are blamed for their situation, saying that homelessness should not be ignored or it may be or made a low priority. Bryant said he wanted more of life than just a successful basketball career. So, of course, his business ventures. We're almost getting ready to wrap things up here. Bryant established Kobe Incorporated to own and grow brands in the sports industry. The initial investment was 10% stake in the Body Amor Super Drink Company for $6 million in March of 2014. The headquarters are in Newport Beach, California, with the Coca-Cola Company purchasing a minority stake in the company in August of 2018. The valuation of Bryant's stake rose to approximately $200 million. On August 22, 2016, Bryant and his business partner Jeff Stabell launched Bryant Stabell, a venture capital firm focused on different businesses including media, data, gaming, technology, with $100 million in funding. In 2018, Bryant became the first African American to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Short, and the first former professional athlete to be nominated and to win an Academy Award in any category for his film Dear Basketball. And then next we have, as far as a book, on October 23rd, 2018, Bryant's book, The Mambre Mentality, How I Play, with photographs and afterword by Andrew D. Bernstein, an introduction by Phil Jackson, and a foreword by Paul Gasol, was published by MCD, Farrar, Strass, and Giraud. The book looks back on his career with photos and his reflections. At the time of his death, he was working with Brazilian author Paulo Coelho on a children's book aimed at inspiring underprivileged children. After Bryant's death, Coelho deleted the draft, saying in an interview that it didn't make any sense to publish without him. He did not say how many pages had been written or whether the book had a title. And so just one final note here, just going over information that what happened this last week as far as his death, the death of Kobe Bryant. All right. At 9:06 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 26, 2020, a Sikorsky S-76 helicopter departed from John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, with the 9 people aboard: Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 6 family friends, and the pilot. The helicopter was registered to Fillmore based Island Express Holdings Corp., according to the California Secretary of State Business Database. The group was traveling to a basketball game at Bryant's Mambra Academy in Thousand Oaks. Due to light rain and fog that morning, the LAPD helicopters and most other air traffic were grounded. The flight tracker showed the helicopter circled above the LA Zoo due to heavy traffic in the area. The helicopter circled the area 6 times at an altitude of around 850 feet. At 9:30 a.m., the pilot, Ara Zobayan, contacted the Burbank Airport's control tower, notifying the tower of the situation, and was told he was flying too low to be tracked by the radar. At that time, the helicopter experienced extreme fog and turned south towards the mountains. At 9:40 a.m., the helicopter climbed rapidly from 1,200 to 2,000 feet and flying at 161 knots. At 9:45 a.m., the helicopter crashed into the side of a mountain in Calabasas, about 30 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles, and caught on fire. Bryant, his daughter, and the other 7 occupants were killed. Also started a quarter-acre brush fire. At 9:47 a.m., the authorities were called, and personnel from the Los Angeles County Fire Department attended the scene, and paramedics rappelled from the helicopter to the scene to look for survivors. The fire was difficult to extinguish due to the presence of magnesium, but the fire had been extinguished by 10:30 a.m. The initial reports indicate that the helicopter crashed into the hills above Calabasas in heavy fog. Witnesses reported hearing a helicopter struggling before crashing. The cause of the crash is still unknown, as the helicopter was not equipped with a black box. The Federal Aviation Administration, National Transportation Safety Board, and the FBI have launched investigations into the crash. On January 28th, Bryant's identity was officially confirmed using fingerprints. The following day, the Los Angeles County Department Medical Examiner Coroner stated that the official cause of death for him and the 8 others on the helicopter was blunt force trauma. So that is, in closing, all of the information about that outside of the main article, which somebody could research and find out if they so desired. So there we have it, folks. I'll go scroll through just a few more cards here to finish off this section. But that is the basketball player and Hall of Famer biography tribute of Kobe Bryant on my channel. Okay, let me catch up on the chat here. Okay. Hunter says, last night Usher did the song Amazing Grace for Kobe Bryant. That's cool. That would definitely be an appropriate song to hear in honor of him. And of course the 24-second violation for every player, to give them a 24-second moment of silence probably. And they wore the number 8 in honor of Kobe Bryant in the last night's game. That is good. So without further ado, I'm going to just leave this on this note. Let me just kind of slide this up here, see if I can squeeze my phone up here so you can see that I am wearing a little bit different shirt than I normally do wear, and a different hat than I normally do wear. Let me just turn the camera around before I do close up. So I'm wearing my Man of Faith hat in honor of Kobe Bryant, and we have been praying for his family. Alright, at least we know he was a man of faith. He did go to church. I'm wearing my t-shirt. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And that is my prayer for not only Kobe, but his daughter and those that were on the plane with him, or on the helicopter, I'm sorry. And that those that view this can remember Kobe Bryant as a man of faith. Alright, he did go to church, it sounds like, on a regular basis. They said he was a devout Catholic, and I know there are Catholics that have accepted the Lord as their Savior. Hopefully he is one of them, and that we will see him and his daughter up in heaven. But just wanted to end this without going into much detail on anything else. Hunter, I don't know for sure. I still got to go over that. We had a bad windstorm here last night. We lost power. I've got some fence I got to repair in my backyard. Work on that. So I do have a little mess on my hands here, but I will get around to choosing probably what team I will work on for Monday. I got my Yadi Molina card to remember Kobe Bryant. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and close this up. This was a rather long biography to read, but it was well worth it for me to get that posted up into the community so that people can review this and ponder on Kobe Bryant and remember him whenever we have the chance. So hopefully I'll get support on the channel, but we will be going around the channel. I'll probably be in other people's streams throughout the day as I finish up my chores that I have to work on. But this is Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran sports cards and collectibles, having come to you live for this episode of basketball player and Hall of Famer Kobe Bryant's biography. Okay? You guys take care and have a great day, okay?